Byakuya and Shinji's group are confronted by Gerard Valkyrie. Renji beats him down and Byakuya deals what appears to be a fatal blow. I think Byakuya uses this moment to release some pent-up aggression because he then proceeds to mutilate Gerard's corpse, leaving the group of Shinigami thinking this was an easy win. After they turn away from Gerard, a gigantic foot comes slamming down next to the Shinigami, and the look of shock on their faces is understandable considering the fact that Byakuya ripped this guy's brains out and now he's larger than even the buildings in the Vandenreich. Gerard proclaims that his shrift is M, the miracle, which is the power to exchange anything damaged with a replacement the size of a god. Gerard crushes Shinji with a single hand and takes a deep breath and annihilates everything with an exhale, leaving Byakuya, Renji, and Shinji in the dirt. The scene cuts to Hiyori and the remaining visors who are waiting for the opportune moment to jump Gerard, which doesn't go so well. They all get one-shotted. Literally, every single one got taken out from one hit dealt by Gerard. As Gerard is about to smash the ground, dropping this portion of the Vandenreich down on the Sarete, his strike is frozen still due to his arm having been frozen. Gerard looks up to see Hitsugaya standing on a structure made of ice, and Hitsugaya proclaims that he can't let Gerard destroy his allies, telling him that he'll remain frozen for all eternity. Gerard strikes at him only to be stopped in his tracks once again by Toshiro's ice. Hitsugaya immediately uses his Bankai, Daiguren Hyorin Maru, and proceeds to flash freeze Gerard, but it doesn't stop him even for a second. We can then see Gerard reach out towards Toshiro as if he intends to crush him in the palm of his hand, only to be blocked by Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi. And simultaneously, Kenpachi has not only arrived on the scene, but has also severed Gerard's arm by simply throwing his Zanpakuto toe at it, slicing through it with ease. Kenpachi Zaraki, with a sealed Zanpakuto toe, amputated this guy's limb with ease, while a Bankai-wielding Hitsugaya and a Bankai-wielding Byakuya were struggling to hold him back. There's a massive gap in the power between these captains right now. Moving on to one of my favorite moments, we see Kenpachi as he tries to slash at Gerard, only for him to be stopped by Hitsugaya. I'm not going to say he blocked him though, because he isn't capable of doing it. Kenpachi just let up because he didn't want to hurt Toshiro. I love the character growth we see in this moment as Toshiro compliments Kenpachi's newfound ability to control himself. We've now witnessed Kenpachi place his sense of duty as a captain over his own selfish bloodlust, while also witnessing Toshiro taking control of this situation by not only jumping in front of Zaraki's blade, but also explaining to him how to fight this battle without causing unnecessary casualties. And Zaraki kinda listened. Gerard tries to stomp on these two as if they were bugs. With a quick squat and a shoulder press though, Kenpachi sends Gerard flying back. He leaps to slash at Gerard again, only to be blocked by his shield and blade, which he calls Hoffnung. He claims it to be a manifestation of despair itself. Zaraki releases his Shikai no Zarashi and continues clashing with Gerard. Toshiro tries to join the fight because after noticing Kenpachi had his eye patch off, he realized that even with the Shikai, Zaraki wouldn't win this one. But Kenpachi rejects his help by slapping him out of the way, telling him to stay out of it. While Kenpachi's clashing with the giant, Toshiro and Byakuya devise a plan to freeze Gerard to the bone with Daiguren Hyorin Maru and pulverize his frozen body with Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi. Every time Zaraki chips Gerard's blade, the same damage is inflicted upon Zaraki, and as a result of this, Kenpachi gets cut up and beat down. Hitsugaya and Byakuya are forced to jump back in and save Zaraki. While laying on the ground, Zaraki looks up to see the being whom we knew as Yachiru, which ended up being Zaraki's true Zanpakuto. Now, I don't know if this is what his true Zanpakuto spirit looks like, or if this is just how it manifested in this moment out of necessity. She grants him the ability to use Bankai. The scene transitions back to the fight, as we see a massive explosion of Ryatsu coming from Zaraki while he looks up at Gerard with a very devilish grin, and what comes next can only be described as a slaughter, because that's what Zaraki does to Gerard, slashing and hacking away at him, ultimately cutting him in half right down the middle. Byakuya and Toshiro note that Kenpachi appears to be somewhat feral in this state. Although he isn't communicating, his attention never shifts from Gerard, as he is the first of the three to realize that Gerard isn't dead yet, leaping backwards onto a building and letting out a primal roar, which alerts the other two captains and returns their attention back towards the now reformed Gerard, who is much larger now than he was when Toshiro entered the battle. Unfortunately, when Kenpachi goes for what looks to be potentially another killing blow, his body fails him as Nozarashi releases more power in order to combat the Titan. Then Gerard tries to cut down Kenpachi while he's down, causing Toshiro to cry out to Zaraki. Gerard attempts to kill the young prodigy, but once again Byakuya comes in with the assist, while also telling Captain Hitsugaya to disengage his Bankai because his last ice petal is almost gone. But Toshiro refuses, reassuring Byakuya that his Bankai isn't running out of time, more like it takes time to fully activate, as we get the reveal of what the true Daiguren Hyorin Maru looks like, as Toshiro goes on to explain that at his current age, his body couldn't handle its true power, and so he believes that's the reason it forces him to age into an adult body. Toshiro casually freezes Hoffnung and explains that when frozen, all forms of matter cease to function, meaning Hoffnung is useless now. This prompts Gerard to pull his Quincy arrow, and Toshiro responds by freezing Gerard's entire body, stopping him in his tracks. for like a split second. Then Gerard immediately breaks free and grabs a hold of Toshiro. Kenpachi jumps back in and grabs Gerard by the heel, slamming the giant into the ground, and he's no longer in Bankai when he does this. As the Quincy stands back up with Toshiro in his hand, he is flash frozen again because touching Toshiro while he's in this state is similar to touching the old man Yama while he's in Bankai. It'll burn you, or in this case, freeze you. And as he's being frozen, Byakuya uses this opportunity to shatter Gerard's upper torso using Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi.